Good day, sir. Good day, ma. I guess you're doing great and you're staying safe during this time. This is Adorable Tunda from Notify Information Center. This is the video I promised school proprietors, owners, about okay, once you get the approval, what next, because at least we've been a little bit successful at getting a few of the schools, on board on the G Suite for Education. So many of the questions I've been receiving is okay, how do we go from here, and what do we need to do? So this is what this screencast is all about, and I'll walk you through. So, but basically, in this screencast, we're going to be learning about how do you know your school has been approved? I'll show you a sample email. Then also, we'll go through how we can see that through the Google Admin Console. Then also, how you can also validate the upgrade. Then there's actually this important part of how you have to set up the organizational structure. This is actually one of the foundational things we need to do, so as to ensure that we have like more like a stable kind of structure around G Suite for Education for our schools. Then we'll move on to creation of users. Then also how you can notify your users. Then I also got a question about the difference, although I've done something about the difference between G Suite for Education and Google Classroom, but from the point where the question was being asked, because some of us we still notice we have Google Classroom in our normal Gmail, and at the same time, so what makes it different? So all of those things is what I will address here. So let me go out of the screen here and actually show us, at least just to inspire us a bit. So basically, when you let me go to the first part here. Okay, so we'll start with the welcome email. So how your account has been upgraded and has been approved by Google, you're going to have an email that is similar to this, something like this. Let me make it a little bit bigger for us to see. So the email will have something like welcome to G Suite for Education. We've reviewed your application and are excited to upgrade your domain. I'm including a selection of resources to help and guide you. So all of the things here, So for some of us, I didn't get this email. Well, I think the Google for Education team were a little bit nice. I think based on maybe some of the works we've been doing. So I saw in some like basically this is like the list of the schools we've gotten approvals for so far, and this is wonderful. Both Army schools and also NAPS, and so on. And it has been wonderful. So this is just also a good opportunity to let other schools that are interested, they should sign up, and so that it's a good way to see that you're taking your school online, and there's actually some level of hope that technology can work, and at least it can help address some of these concerns moving forward. Yeah. So when you get this kind of email, and you click on this part, we recommend reading the G Suite for Education package. So once you click on this, you're going to have this document. This document is really nice, straightforward, and it talks about G Suite for Education Quick Start IT Setup Guide. So here, let me scroll down. It's going to give us like a step-by-step way of getting things done. And I know some of us have seen it, and it's looking a little bit maybe technical for some. So I decided to say I'll break down some of the things here, and we're going to walk through it step by step. So one of the things that we're going to talk about, is this part for decide on organizational structure. So there's more like a template, that I've created that can help us, move forward from there, basically. So let me jump to my presentation from current slide. So moving forward, yes. Before you actually set up your organizational structure, I would advise you should have some kind of maybe management or top level meeting in your school, just to discuss it. It's not like it's but it's something you have to understand the structure in a way that it's something that moving forward, this is how things will flow. And once you get it right from this stage, I don't see you having any challenge. And also, if you're unable to come to like a decision about it, I've actually created like something that will give us, an idea on the best way it can go. Yeah. And here you can see, okay, photos by Fox. So of course, this is also good that I always reference, where I pick pictures from. I use Pexel. This is it here, just to give us. When I search on Google, I make sure that the images I pick are from, um, they are free and you have the rights to use them. So this is a very good website that we can actually leverage on. That's why I got this. I just feel this might help. So now setting up the organizational structure. So if you notice on that document, there's something called a role-oriented structure. So let me go to that document and and take us on how we're going. If we see here, on this document, G Suite for Education Quick Start IT Setup Guide. So we have something here. Let me scroll. Yeah, let's see. Talks about the organizational structure. Yes. So it says, okay, yeah. So it says decide on organizational structure, and there's a video here. The video is actually quite informative. Let me take us through it. Then I can pick it, yeah, from there.
Organizational units, or OUs, let you segment your user population and give different services, settings, and permissions to different users. A well-designed organizational unit structure is critical to effectively and flexibly managing your G Suite for Education account. Take some time to consider the best organizational structure for your organization, as changing OUs post-deployment is possible but challenging. We have a few suggestions in our G Suite Admin Help Center and our G Suite for Education Quick Start IT Setup Guide. In this video, I'm going to create a basic role-oriented structure with students, teachers, and staff as three separate organizational units below the root OU. From your admin.
Okay, so let me take it from here because just to adapt it to something that works for us. So that's more like the video about the organizational structure. That's what we're going to do. Then if we go down here, it says organizational units, lets you segment your user population and give different services, settings, and permissions to different users. A well-designed structure is critical to effectively and flexible manage your G Suite for Education account. So how the structure works, the step-by-step guide here. Then also best practices for organizational structure. It says the one you decide to use depend on the size of your deployment and organizational needs. So we can see here that role-oriented structure. In a role-oriented structure, the first level organizational units are organized by roles, such as students and teachers. Yeah, this structure works well if you need to define policies and settings independently of a district or school, and if simple maintenance is a priority. Yes. So this is actually what is recommended. Even though, let me show the second one, but we're going to be, working with the first one, to set up. So the second one is actually organization-oriented structure. It says an organization-oriented structure works well when organization and control is a priority. The first level organizational units are organized by region, district, or school, with policies and settings defined by this structure. Although you have more control, you need a delegated administrator per first level organizational structure. So it's actually something that is a little bit complex. So we're going to do the simple one that fits our need. This what works. So let me jump back to my presentation. So from there now, on the role-oriented structure. So this is what it means. The root is just like a root of a tree where things start, basically. So from here now, we're going to have like majorly three categories, right? Students, then we'll have staff, then we'll have guests. So for example, we're going to have something like, student at, let's say, notifyacademy.sch.ng, the student name, then also staff, then we have guests. Then we're going to go on each one of them to see how, like this is like the root of the tree. So the tree is growing, so we're going to see how students can also grow, staff, and in that order. So for student structure now, for primary and secondary schools, this is what I took out my own time just to say, because at least I know how the whole structure looks. So this is more like a suggested way. It can be adapted. You can change and modify it, but it's just to give us an idea of how best we can have a structure that even when the school is scaling later in the future, you won't have problem, changing so many things. So for students now, an average like a normal school, let's say the school has senior secondary section, junior secondary section, and also primary section, and also the nursery section, right? So any student or child in this case, that is in the secondary school, category will be under this area. The junior secondary will be here, then the primary will be here, then the nursery will be here, something like this. It's simple, and we can work with it. Then this is the staff structure. The staff structure here, you have management, like the top management, people at management level, like proprietors and the rest can be here. Then you have teaching and non-teaching staffs, right? So teaching, you could put, you're going to have accounts for teachers. Then also we have non-teaching, maybe admin staff and the rest. You're going to have something for that. Then also, if you have like contract staff, or they're just category of staff members that do not fall in the category of the aforementioned ones up here, you can actually, categorize them in this order, Then moving forward, then you can have guests. Then guests, maybe sometimes when you're trying to create an account, it could be parents or guardian, right? They can be here, then you could have other guests. So I think if we have a structure like this, it just makes things, a little bit easier. So how do you create the structure? So let me switch again to the video so that we can also see that, not like I'm doing anything different, I just, I know it's just because maybe some of these documents look, but if we come back to this video now, so let me continue. Yeah.
Go to the menu, and then directory and organizational units. Hover over your root organization.
Okay, so maybe because it's not very clear. So it's actually telling us to go to a Google Admin Console, right? So we're going to go to a Google Admin Console. Yeah, so for us here, we're using the Google Admin Console here. We logged in. We're using the account for Arafa Islamic School in Kwara State. So yes, many times to Engineer Kombi Idris, I told him earlier that we'll be using his accounts for the video. He said, yeah, we can and all. So many times to Arafa Islamic School, we're going to be using at least the account to show us how to create some of the structures, basically, and yes. So once you log into the Google Admin Console, for you to get to Google Admin Console, you just type admin the Google account. So yes, admin the Google account, So yes, you log in with the webmaster credentials we've sent, initially. Yeah. So when you get here, you come to this left-hand pane here, the main window where you have the icon. You click there, then you could see down here that you have, directory. So on the directory here, you go down, you have users, groups, then you have organizational units. So you click on organizational units. Okay, so I have to log in again. Yes, and we put the password. Then yes, we just go in and the dashboard is open. So let's go through that again. Click on the main menu here, go to directory, click on organizational units. So here now, want to create. So you can see here just by moving the pointer here, create. So we're going to create, organizational units here. So here we have Arafa Islamic and we're in primary school. So we have here create new organizational unit. Yeah, so we're going to have it in that order. So let's have our screen a little bit divided, maybe just to give us some good feel. So let's have this on the left. Then we can have our presentation on the right here. Then let me go to the one that gives us the structure, from the beginning, so that we can have it side by side, just to walk around. Yes, so we have video. Okay, so on the root, so we're gonna have student, staff. So we're gonna have students. So we have that. So you can now see what is meant by root here is the same thing. You see parent organization unit. So we have it here. So we say create student. So we've created one, So then the second one we're gonna create is now for staff. Created. Yes. Then basically we can have guest. Guest basically. So organizational unit, for guest. So let me just make this to make it a little bit nicer. So we just do these OU for OU, let's say OU for guests. So I can have something like this. Yes, now. So this is created too. Yeah, so I can have that here. Then I can come here. This is move. Then we can come down here. I can edit this one. Then I can have this one for you for student. Student. Yeah. Students. Then okay. Oh, interesting. So basically, yeah. This guest is wrong, so I'm going to delete it. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay, so it's supposed to be staff, student, right? And let me see this. Edit. Okay, so OE for staff. Okay, so we have staff. Student, yeah, we need one more for guests. So we're gonna create it on the, just ensure that everything you're creating is under the root here is R for Islamic Nursery and Primary School. So we can come here and create guest. So we're going to say organization for guests. So we'll do that. And I think we should be good now. You come down here. So let me refresh to be sure that we're good. Okay, even though it's in this order, yes. So we're good with that. Staff, guests, students. Guests, staff, students. Okay, so just to, this is better. We just put an as here. Yeah, just to make it a little nicer. Then for this one, for staff members. So for staff members, yeah. And we can have this one for students. Yeah, it looks a little bit for students. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is fine. So let's move to the next slide. Yeah. Okay. Rule-oriented structure. Okay. Cool. So now under students, we now have here. So you can now create OU under students. So we have so here we have senior, secondary. So we could say this is OU for the senior secondary section. Senior secondary category, senior secondary category senior secondary school. Yeah, I think this is fine. the senior secondary school, yes, this is fine. So senior secondary, then that's under students. Then we have, another one here, which is actually junior secondary. So we'll say that's OU for the junior secondary school, or the junior secondary school. Then we move on to another one now, still under students. Then we have primary. So we say OU for the primary school. Then we'll say grade. So we have senior secondary. Okay, now I think we made a mistake here. Yeah, it created the junior under. Yeah, that was a mistake. So I'll delete this. Okay. So yeah, let me refresh to be sure we are on the same page. Yeah. So for the students, we have primary, secondary, primary, secondary. So I need the junior to come here. Okay, junior secondary, junior secondary. So we're gonna have this for the junior secondary school. So we're creating it. Yeah. Then we'll move on to, let me refresh so to show we're on the right path. Yeah, so we have now junior secondary, senior secondary, primary, and we have just one left. So here we'll now make this one nursery. Yes, so this is the OU for the nursery school. For the nursery school. Yes, to create that. Okay. So this looks fine. We're done with it. Let me refresh to be sure we're good. Yeah. Basically, it looks fine. Yes. So we'll move on to the next slide here. So we're done with staff. Okay, we didn't even. I think skip that. Okay, let me start from here. Okay, students. Yeah, staff is next. So we've done for student now. I'll take this off. So we're now working on the OU for staff members. Okay. So for staff, senior. Okay. So here for staff now, we're going to start with management. So we're going to have management. Then we have OU for the management staff members. Yeah. Organization for the management staff members. So management. Then we have another one here. Let me just to be sure. Okay. I think we got this one right. Next one. For staff, we're gonna have teaching here. Teaching. Now, so the OU for the teaching staff members. Yeah, staff members. Yeah. So done with this teaching. You'll have non-teaching or admin. So we have the next one here. Okay, let me just be sure. Yeah, okay. You have management teaching, yes. So we're going to go to another one here. So we can now have, which is now for non-teaching, yeah, or you say admin, so we could say OU for the non-teaching or admin staff members, non-teaching, or administrative staff members. Yeah, so we're gonna create that non-teaching and admin. Then we have contract and others. So be sure we have that. Okay, staff. We're good here. Then yes, we have contract. So we could do this now. Contract and orders. Okay, so we're gonna have OU for the contract and other staff members, for contract and for contract and other staff members, contract and other staff members. Yeah. Okay. So once we do this, I think we're done with basically we have everything intact, and also yes, students. So we can move on. Basically, okay. So here now we have the guest part. So guest, we just have two, parent or guardian. Then we have other guests. So we're going to come here. So we can have parent or guardian. So for parents or guardians. Yep. Okay. So we have this, parents or guardians. Yes, then we just have the last one. Okay. So yes, so just one more. Then we have other guests. So say for yes, other guests. So I think it was something simple this way. It will just yes, get us moving a little bit fast, and that's yeah, this is it. So let me go back to outline. Yes, so Google Admin Console. Okay, so I'm already setting up this, but yes, let me make the screen big. So okay, I think validate the upgrade. Okay, yeah, I think there was something I skipped here. Validating the upgrade. I'm actually referring to this area now. So yes, for you to validate the upgrade, it's actually the thing I said then was you will, you have an email that reads this, and also when you log into your Google Admin Console here, right? And you go to the dashboard. Let me show us something. So on your dashboard here, you can, I think we can remember how to get here. For us to get here, you get here by hitting admin.google.com, Yeah. Once you type this, or you could put the HTTPS in front, to make it a little bit nice. Yes, admin.google.com. So then you log in with your webmaster credentials. So here you could click on billing. So once you click on billing here, what you will notice is, if you want to be sure that your upgrade was successful, and approved, yes, one of the great indicator here is you notice here you have free subscription, So once you see G Suite for Education free subscription, it means yes, you've been approved and everything is going fine. And if you also want to be sure, just to be sure, that, okay, what happened? So I have another account here, yes, that I'd set up. Yeah, for notice, of course, I actually, this one is for notifyacademy.sch.ng, Yeah, this is the domain I've been using. Funny enough, I've actually, converted it into a site now for us, So that's where I'll be putting many of my contents. Let me just show us that. So many of the contents will be using, yeah, it will be easier for me. I just started it not like something to help schools, but now it looks like it's something that I'll be using to put contents for primary secondary schools, tertiary institutions, or even small and medium scale businesses. Just just a small website to help me, help the community and push everything moving forward. Yes. So on this, yes, I'm also trying to see if I can get Jesus for it. I hope they approve it. Yeah. So once you come here, this is the account here, and you click on billing, right? You will notice like this is not yet upgraded as at the time of this recording. Okay, I need to log in here. Yeah. Okay, so logging into the Google Admin Console here now. Okay. Yes. So what I'm going to do now is, because if you notice, this account is for the Notify Academy, and this one is not yet upgraded yet. So when I click on billing here, you'll notice that it's different from what I showed us earlier on the free subscription. Here I'm still on the 14 days trial, hoping when they ask for my documents and everything. Okay, whoa. Okay, this is a miracle. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, okay, I think Google's awesome. Anyways, what you're going to see here is you're going to have countdown, of the days, the 14 days. Maybe you have 10, 12, or something. I didn't know Google upgraded for, Notify. Yay, you see? I just started it now. So officially, Notify Academy now has, yes, G Suite for Education account. So I'm thinking all the trainings I'll be doing, I'll be using, yes, Notify Academy. So let me show us a little bit about the Notify Academy. Yeah, this is interesting, Google is trying to make me scream. Yes, I think. So I have a Notify Academy, .schng, yes. So this will be, yes, the new website where I'll be pushing content for, yes, school. So this is the site. I did it with Google Sites, Of course, I know I made noise about my news, Google Certified Educator. Yes, I got it recently, and this is the page. Everything looks fine. Then also on this page, I have the, about page. Let me just show us this before I continue my training. Yes, this is the cute black man here. Then just a little bit summary, and just to put the two associations that we're working with, AMIS and NAPS, FCT Abuja. Then also, yes, some of the certificates I got recently, well, just to sell myself so well. Yeah, then, the academic curriculum. Yes, some of, like, the training that is coming, in the coming days, we're working with, the ESCOs. Yeah, so we're going to start with, yes, the fundamentals training, So I was hoping to show us this, not now, maybe later, but yeah, me saying this just changed everything. So yeah, so this will be like the curriculum. I'll share this later, so it won't distract us. Then the online classroom. Yes, the whole idea is I'm trying to use this Notify Academy to see how I can use it to manage, 500, 1,000 schools for training. Since it's more like something, I'm doing to support, and basically because the G Suite for Education is actually free, and yeah, so what we're doing is just to at least support in the best way we can, just to make sure that at least this whole pandemic all around the world, at least Nigeria too can have people that are supporting the educational system. So we're gonna have resources here where how to build websites. So like when I'm done with this video now, it should be under here, the contact basically. So I just wanted to show us that, but it looks like yeah, I got the approval too. So yay! So well, this is to let other schools that are yet to. I think we should sign up very fast. We should do this. Because the truth is now you have the free subscription. When Google stops giving out the free subscription, I think you have to pay for it then. So I think the earlier we should do that, hopefully by September or anytime school reopens, we will have learned some things, working with some of these tools. Yay, I should say thank you, Google. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how to validate the upgrade. Then now we have seen how to set up the organizational structure. Then creation of users, So let me go back to, yes, beautiful RFI Islamic Schools page. So we're going to go to the home page here. Then here now we're going to have to create users. You can see users here, right? So we'll do this to create users. Yes. So these are like the little ones that we've done. So we can see now, so that we now have you can see we can select multiple. Users from all organizational units. Users from selected organizational units. Yeah, when you're creating users, so you can independently select. Or you select all. So the OU we created now has given us opportunity, to move in the way. So if we want to create like for senior secondary students, take it here now. So we'll now click. We can add one after the other. We can do bulk upload to create a name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a different video, right, to show us how to bulk, user creation using Excel. Basically, if some of us can get it right, we can go on with it. But I just don't want to do that now. The objective was just to make us see how we can just achieve this little, things. Yeah, basically. So back to my presentation now. Yes, so creation of users. So notification of the users. So now we can, because children, students, they are home at the moment, right? So the best way for us to notify them. Okay, yeah, I really want to talk about this part. Okay, but let me just get this. We can notify them, via SMS and also emails, with the parents. But I wanted to give us this part, Now, when we're creating users, right, creation of users, that's why I said I was going to come back, to teach us how to do the bulk, user creation. I just want to focus on the single user creation so that it can give us context. So in the case whereby you want to have something like an office or position at, let's say, your school name, .sch.ng, you can have something like this, let's say director at Notify Academy, and this works, right? Then also you can have a model around how you intend to create names for either teachers or students. You could have maybe using something like a template like this, saying like first name dot last name, at notifyacademy.sh.com, something like that. So in my case now, it will be abdurrahman.otunla at notifyacademy.sh.ng. Then, you can also have maybe like the initial, then maybe the first initial or the first name, right? The last name, it's just, that's why, I said you have to see it and agree. If you notice, that's why we have this, which the management staff and the team. Okay, moving forward, how do we want to do this, address this? So I think that will guide. So in this case, the first initial of my name will just be picked, then there'll be a dot, then just my surname. It looks a little bit shorter, then also we could have like Notify Academy. Yes, because there are some schools that the names are really long. So if you have very long name, looks very long, so you could still have things very short, and you could still also have like one name. It's just based on preference, right? It's just to give us an idea. Also, for schools that have like large number of students, you can have the student's first name dot maybe student ID, at the name of the school. So in this case, it will be something like, let's say, adorable dot, let's say 007150. Let's say it is actually maybe my student number, at the school. And also we can have another model that gives us like let's say last name dot, let's say student ID would be my surname now, Otunla dot, So this is just to give us an idea of, it's at the end is what we want, as the school owner and proprietor, and administrators also. So it's what you want that to win at the end. Yes. So you can notify them by SMS, email works, basically. So yeah. I really want to touch on this part before this video is not supposed to really take long. The idea is just to get us started, because more videos will be coming. And now that I've seen that my Notify Academy has been approved, yay! So I'm already fired up. So now the difference between Google Classroom and GSUS for Education. It looks like a very simple question, but the whole idea is from the context it was asked. I think yes, we should give it attention. Now, let me show you something before I move on with the presentation, basically. So, why this might be important. Now, if I come to, let's see. Okay, so I haven't, okay, so, okay. So this is one of my, Gmail I use for other things too, for support. And if I click here, you can see it's my Gmail, right? GMBT, this is. So what I'm going to do now is if I click, on this Google Apps now, and I scroll down, you see, right? You can see Classroom. So by me clicking this, Classroom opens. But now I'm accessing Classroom with my with my Gmail. So it means because right now the question I was asked by school proprietor yesterday, it was a very good question because okay, before this G Suite came, teachers are already using the Classroom. So why should they leave this Gmail Classroom and now start using the one? What's the difference basically? And also, let's go to this part. So we're still on Arafa Islamic School, right? So let me click, and this is Arafa Islamic School's email, right? You can see, of course. So when I click on the Google Apps too, and I click on, I scroll down, you can see that you have Classroom here too, right? So once you click on this, so this is also Classroom, and it looks very, very funny because on the previous one, let's say you have many teachers that were previously on their, on their Classroom, right? Like in this case, I'm using the normal Gmail, and they have all their classes already created. So it doesn't really make sense for one to just come and tell them to discard everything and start over again because of this G Suite. So why is G Suite so special? So that's what this part is all about. So let me go back to my presentation. I'll explain it then. I'll give it from my own point of view, and I think it should give us some, so maybe moving forward. So Classroom, as we know, is a free, service for school, non-profit, and anyone with a personal, Google account, so just like I just said, like gbjabuja@gmail.com. And also Classroom makes it easy for learners and instructors to connect inside and outside of school, So Classroom saves time. It's just the virtual way to run a normal classroom. And you can do it even though you're not on the G Suite for education. So and it makes it easy to create classes, distribute assignments, communicate, and stay organized. So so how do you access Classroom? So as I said, normally beside me showing, personal, non-personal, Google, and then you can also have you accessing it directly via Classroom to Google.com. That's very basic. So just to clarify the difference, you can just say, like G Suite now for education is a suite. A suite it has other things that are inside, right? That's what makes it a suite. So a collection of matching things, right? So Classroom is also part of G Suite for education. Okay, so that's like the basic difference. So why should maybe you stop? I'm not saying you should stop, but I just want to give you from a logical point. So you could do same thing, but these are things I think you cannot do, basically on the normal Gmail Classroom. So I'm going to go to my Google Admin Console. Now, once you're in your Google Admin Console here, right? Can we see reports here, right? So I'm going to click on reports. So because as the administrator, as the school proprietor, you want to see how you can see here, yes, Arafa Islamic Schools has like 159, files that have been shared. It shows that they've been doing some things, right? You could see here Gmail, Drive, you see Hangout, Calendar, Classroom. It's actually through the Google Admin Console you can monitor activities, right, of things that are happening in real time. You could see it here. You have other things. You can't do that for a normal Gmail. You can't. So this is just one benefit because what the administrators and school proprietors want to see is, okay, are students learning? Are teachers, how are teachers doing? When last did they log into the system? How many assignments has been done? some of those things you can do that with a normal Gmail. So that's actually one advantage basically. So you can have real-time statistics, nothing. Then there's also things about policies, right? Because this works with education, right? Jesus for education. Like in this case here, let me see. Okay, in this case here, it ends with a .sh.ng. You're going to be giving kids assignment online. They are at home. It's possible some of them, maybe their parents have gone to work, and sometimes you might, because they have these devices with them. How can you control what they are watching? What if they leave the assignments you gave them and they are watching something else online? Those are like one of the vulnerabilities kids will be exposed to by using just the conventional Gmail and teachers. But as a school, yeah, you have policies, so you there are security things embedded for devices. They're just policies around the whole thing for their safety online, what they're doing, how to measure the stats. And of course, there's actually something that I don't know, maybe many people don't talk about, but it will be a good opportunity for me to just talk about it. So under your, Google Apps, right? If we come down here, there's actually a very good tool here. You can see here we have vaults, right? So let me click on vaults. Many of us really don't know. This is actually one of the things that makes Jesus for Education so powerful. You can see here we have retention here, right? If, like, for example, there's a teacher that has been teaching a class for 3 years, 4 years, and perhaps him or her maybe they have to get married and move to another city. Of course, because somebody's leaving does not mean the school should close down. Of course, people have to move on at some point in time for various reasons. So what you just need to do is either to assign the person's class to maybe a new staff or something. The truth is, if they're using a normal Gmail, they go with all those data and everything is lost, But on G Suite, yes, because of vaults, you have a record because all the emails they're going to be using is going to be official on the school domain, activities, things, correspondences. So you can keep those things for years, depending on the policy of what you do agree. So there are just so many things. I'm not saying the whole idea is for us to see just objectivity, But overall, I think if you do have the G Suite and Google has approved it for you, it might not be once, but maybe gradually you should try and have control, over things and just make sure that all students and all staff are using their official accounts to do, what they need to do in the school. And of course, the rules, the policies, and everything just works as they should, basically. So that's actually the whole idea behind yes. And I did put this part here. Of course, I said yes. That's why I said I think we should debate this, and of course. So basically, yeah, I think that is it. So I want to thank us for the time and the support to the big daddies and the big mommies, so far. And of course, those that are yet to join us. And yes, it's a good time for us to know that Notify Academy, that SE.ng now is live. Let me show us the beautiful website again. I didn't know Google has actually approved it. And yes, it's making me excited. Yes, so this is a beautiful website, And now when I click here, Notify Academy, yeah. So it's a good way. So maybe I can start feeling like a school owner, even though my school is online now, to do lectures, so the email. So I hope this was actually informative. If there are any things, we could do better, what I would just advise us to do is there's actually a form, a link that will be sent via AMIS for, school owners to sign up for the training that is coming up. And what we intend to do is we're going to be the training is we're going to have live training. At the same time, we're going to have recorded screencasts like this that we can watch over and over, just to help us. And at the same time, I believe, just the same way I'm delivering these lectures, teachers also can create content like this for children. Because one of also the challenge, one of the school owners told me is there are some parents that are really struggling, with yeah, with the internet, the payment. For me, I wouldn't see any logic whereby you have a family, they just have 10, 20,000 naira, to cope with, and they're going to use all that money just to buy internet data for their child to attend a class online. In that case, what I told the person is okay. What it means is, if I was actually a parent too, I'll just say, "Top." It be like say this is not time we no go school, something like that. But in this case, what it means is live sessions like doing online, real time might not work for you, considering the job losses and the little bit hardship and change for people, because some of the things we also have to put into cognizance is things are not the same. So you can use a medium like this, record a screencast, just as I've done. Teachers can do this too. Then you can now have those contents, right? Then maybe you can just have 10, 15 minutes of some classes online so that you don't consume people's bandwidth, because the more cost you're pushing on parents, the more they will scream, right? Then you could just say, okay, go to your Google class, we have on the video, just watch the video, do the assessment, and we will get back to you. So I think by recording these, what they will just do is they have to maybe download and watch. And, through that medium, you have actually saved them some money of using real-time data. And inadvertently, some of them really know that, okay, you're showing empathy because, sometimes, this money is not even there, right? And so that's one of the things and strategies. Because for me too, I'm hoping that after all of this, maybe when schools get back, maybe all the schools will just say, yes, Ade, will patronize your school portal, basically, of course, schools that don't have, so that it don't look like I'm taking other people out of the market. So thank you for the time. So I'm waiting for the feedback then, because the videos will be coming up shortly. Thank you.